Man. You guys
What's
kind of touched.
happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. It's another episode of Fight Talk. There's another round of fights this week, and I got my boy K West to discuss it as we do and give our thoughts. Again, it's just two basic MMA analysts, two boys, two friends across the world, just have the passion of mixed martial arts and the fight game. And we just come on here and talk and express ourselves and and give you our thoughts, man, from our perspective. Bro, how are you doing? Good morning. How you doing? How's everything been for you the week?
I've been really good. Good morning to you as well. It's been the week was it was like no, it was eventful, but it was slow. So a lot of things happened, but not at the pace I wanted them. But that's okay. I only worry about the things I can control. So it was a good fucking week.
That's good. It's good.
How was
You have
your
a good mind frame. You have a good mind frame, bro. I listen, what you say is perfectly true, but sometimes that slips my mind. It's so weird. Maybe I should put it this way. It's in my mind, and my wife tells me stuff like that, and I just choose to ignore it and get angry still. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You can only control whatever's in your control. You can control whatever's out of your control. You can't do nothing. It's just facts. It's whatever, right? And I still get. Sometimes I still get angry about it. But no, it's good. It's good to hear, bro. It's good to hear that you're doing well, man.
How's your side been, man? What's been
Yeah,
happening?
it's been cool. It's been a busy week, being at home or whatnot. It's been really busy because obviously I'm working and I've got to go back into the office as well a couple of days a week. So just a mixture of that, mixing it with family and trying to see friends here and then if I can. It's been a busy week actually. There's a lot of stuff going on my side that I've had to resolve. Well, like it all started off like just a week and a half ago, like my rent in Dubai, we're starting to have that conversation about renewing, and you know how that conversation goes. So
Renewing? Well,
yeah,
you just
so
got there.
yeah,
No?
so it renews in November, right? So the law in Dubai, so there's a few laws in Dubai that protect tenants. So basically, my renewal date is the November, just say November 1st, right? If the landlord does not bring up the renewal and try to negotiate the new renewal price for next year 3 months before November 1st, then he's not allowed to negotiate the rates and we have to stick to the same rate for another year. So it's very strict. That's why he's bringing it up now 3 months before, 4 months before my renewal date. So we have to negotiate now. Otherwise, I could say, no, you didn't bring it up within 3 months. So we're sticking to the same rate for the next year. Also, like, if he wanted me out the house, he has to give me a 1 year notice to get out of the house. Yeah, Dubai got a few laws that protect the tenant in Dubai. Also, if I, based on the market rate, it's always difficult to be like, oh, how much is the market rate? Dubai also has a website, a company called REWA, like an organization, like government organization board. You basically plug in all your details. And then it says, all right, based on your details, based on where you live, blah, 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 your rent increase should be 5% or whatever, right? So there's a lot of, landlords I'm a landlord, so I'm speaking for myself. We can be dicks.
Yeah.
Of course, you want money, but
Yeah.
we're not professional. And I've learned this in Hong Kong. Like, yes, we're professional in works, but when it comes to, rent in your house, you're not really a professional. You're just a money hungry pig. I don't mean to be bad, but I've just experienced this. I'm like this too. I could be like this too. I wanna give myself a bit of credit because I with my place in Tottenham, like my last tenants, I undercharged them so much just because they looked after the place. So I kind of looked after that. So, but anyway, we're not professional in the sense that we're trying to look at all things objectively. We're just like, I want the highest rent possible, right? And I experienced that in Hong Kong and Singapore. So yeah, just having that discussion. My landlord's cool in Dubai, so it's great that we have a great relationship. Of course, he wanted a higher amount. I wanted a lower amount. We just found that yesterday we found a middle ground, and I was like, perfect. I was like, I'm happy. I feel a load off my chest. That's done. You know what I mean? And that's done 3 months in advance. You know what I mean? So we're taking care of it now. Come November, contract's all going to be done. We're in Dubai for another 2 years, basically, like put it that way. So yeah, man. So it's nice when when the whole week there's things on your chest and you're working and you're messaging and you're doing this and you're doing that. And then yesterday this one thing was lifted off my chest, and you're like, okay, that one's done. Let's slowly
Yeah.
move on to the next one.
It was a big
Um,
one, no?
so it feels good, man. It feels good. So good week.
I'm really glad to hear that. But I expected nothing less when you come back to London anyway. So, question for you, right? On the note of being money hungry and whatnot, right? If you was given an option, maybe given an option of taking $1 million pounds right now, or a penny that doubles every 30 days, what would you take?
Why you gotta do some maths for that, man. £1 million now, or penny that doubles every 30 days forever.
Yes, no limit.
Every 30 days it doubles. So 30 days will be 2p, after 30 days it'll be 4p, 4p will be 8p. I'll take that, I think, man. And I'll just work for a couple of years, see how that goes on. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll take that one. What's the right answer? Is there a right answer?
No, it's just like, which one would you want? But basically, the thing I was watching, and it was like after like about 40 days or something of it doubling, you would have made over a million anyway. But people often would take the million because it's like, oh, it's there, but they don't think about the long term. So it was just,
That's what
monkey in a
came to
wrench
mind.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long-term solution versus over short-term. Because we've all come across those people. And maybe we were those people as well who are just like, short-term solutions of trying to get rich. I got this quick rich scheme, or bro, this is gonna get big and whatnot. I've been involved in. I wouldn't say I've been involved, but I've been around people who are just like, yeah, this is gonna be big and we're gonna make a lot of money, and it's all about the money and not about that long-term growth. And me and Kibbs
Mhm.
talk about it. The podcast was a perfect example of like the beginning podcast that we did, or the short channel that we had, was all about that short term, trying to get the views and trying to get the money and trying to get subscribers, which led to it led to something, right? We started getting loads of views, but it led to nothing. It was unhappy, it was boring and bullshit. Whereas this one's just being about long term, let's have fun, let's do it. Same with me and you doing this podcast. We were talking about the other day, we've been committed to it for over a year and whatnot. And then just the long term joy that comes from it. Like, we're up 8 in the morning to discuss some fights, you know what I mean? Like, we take it professionally in some sense, but when we do it, we're just having a good conversation and we're catching up as bros. But the long term of this is just, it's more happier. I ain't making no money. We ain't making no money off this, but we're happy to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing. But yeah, man, in regards to
But
like my week, my preparation and everything, I finally got the work laptop finally.
oh, nice, nice,
From the
nice.
yeah, from that. Remember talking about the SEO company,
Okay, yeah.
SEO consultancy. Yeah, so they finally sent it, so that's underway. So things are moving. I'm looking at tickets to go back.
When are you got any dates in mind?
I'm thinking I would want to do it before my birthday, like like end of August, but I think maybe just the beginning of September will be better. It gives me a lot more time to gather and sort some things out because there isn't anything stopping me. The main thing was to acquire online work. Okay, I haven't fully seen the longevity of it yet because I haven't really started it, but having confidence in myself that when I had tested it before my laptop went, that okay, I'm enjoying this work. I could do this, right? It ticks all the boxes, appointments, the timing I can work, flexibility, all of this. So I'm like, okay, well, I've got my vehicle to enable this move, right? So there's money coming in, and then I've got my office in Samoy and everything. So it's like, really, what am I going to wait for? Am I going to go stockpile this money and be here for more months and get comfortable here and then be like, oh shit,
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't know. So, nah, like I said to you, I'm literally, Superman fucking comes down and he slowly just hovers like right near the surface of the earth. That's me, right? I don't want to touch the
Okay,
floor
okay.
too long, you know.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So
So wait, you could do this job. So you got this job now, it's online. You could do it in Thailand. Have you already spoke to them about it? That you're gonna start it off here and then carry it on in Thailand, or how's that gonna work?
yeah, because it's freelance, right? Fully remote. The funny thing that I ended up laughing with the guy was with that when he explained the business how it started, the co-founder is in Thailand, and all the other people who do the admin stuff. they're expats that he found on Kotal. So they already, so not to say that, okay, that's fine, you can go and do that, but they already run on that system. Some people already work like that. So I asked him, I said to him, oh, that's the reason why I got this job in the first place. And it's just 7 hours ahead. So I would start work at 3 p.m., do my thing, and that's that. So it's as long as the connection is good and I don't miss any meetings, I'm good.
Amazing, amazing. Love it. I love the way you kind of manifested this. You know what I mean? Like it's awesome. It's awesome. I love to see that, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly, exactly.
happening.
Cool, man. Well, let's get into some fights. I mean, look, this is my story of my fights this week. So my fight pass expired,
Oh
and
shit.
I was just about to renew it, but I was like, no, hey, hold on, I've got, yeah, very basic. I was like, well, I've got Virgin, and I've got BT Sports. I'm paying
Yeah,
extra for that. BT Sports is
yeah.
literally the thing is my family, my brothers and whatnot. They left BT Sports because they know when I come home, I watch the fights, right?
Mm, mm.
And I was like, cool, I'll just watch that. And fucking basic Virgin BT Sport bullshit, whatever. Not BT Sport, but Virgin Box or whatever. There's an error with the box, and basically basically the fights happen late night. So what I do is I just record it Sunday morning. I watch them easy, right? I record it from BT Sports. There's an error on the box where it's not showing the scheduled fights. Like when you look at the TV guide or whatever, it just says no connection or something like that. The channel works, but it says no connection in regards to the TV guide. So I can't click on the fights and press record. So I wasn't able to
Mm.
get hold of the fights. So I didn't have my fight pass. BT Sports didn't record. Virgin Box didn't record it. I had to go down illegal means and whatnot. And I could only find the last fight. I couldn't find all the other fights and all the other cards. So yeah, I know. Sorry, Dana White. But I was legit. I was legit, but my shit didn't work. So there's nothing I could do right now. But hopefully I get the Virgin Box fixed by next week. But yes, I've only seen the main event, which was Holly Holmes versus what was her
Oh,
name?
really? You
I've
know
only
what's funny?
seen.
You know what's funny with what you just said. You out here like a modern day rapper, just snitching on yourself.
I just did that. I know. I know.
That is jokes.
Yeah, he's not
um,
gonna catch me anyway. I mean, like our podcast gets a couple views, so he ain't.
but what Dana,
Yeah.
Uncle
Hey,
Dana,
this is
come
what.
knocking.
Listen, check my records, man. I've been a Fight Pass subscriber for ages, and I will subscribe to Fight Pass once I go back to Dubai. I just got BT Virgin. I got BT Sports at home in the UK, and that shit didn't work. It's not my fault. I'm legit, bro.
Let's hope that holds up in court.
Exactly. I got evidence, man. I got evidence. But
That's what
Bruno
you said.
Silva, sorry,
Yeah,
Bueno Silva. Do I say that? Did I say that right? Bueno
I
Silva.
think it's Bueno. Mine was
Bueno.
Bueno Silva. I think we have Bueno.
Holly Holmes versus Bueno Silva. I mean, I watched. That's the only fight I was able to fight. Sorry,
Okay,
able to watch. So we could
so
talk through that.
yeah,
But I might have to lean on you to kind of go through some of the other fight. I saw like little clips on Instagram and highlights that I was trying to find, but I'll lean on you for that. But I mean, the main event. I mean, Holly Holmes, ex-champion. She's been doing it for the longest time. I mean, she you could say she's like a legend in the female division. She done that. She legendary, head kicked Ronda Rousey and took her out of her win streak, and everything just picked up from there.
yes.
Um, but Brianna Silva, man, she's up and
Real.
coming. She's
Yeah,
younger. She put herself into title contendership after this fight, and that modified guillotine. I mean, Holly Holmes' game
telling you.
plan. It didn't look like she wanted to strike as much. Like she was more
No,
volume, and she was good with her
yeah.
side kicks and whatnot. I didn't see many side kicks anyway, but it was more against that clinch, right? Clinch her against the fence, push her against the fence, and just beat her there. Whereas Silva, she was more power strike or whatnot. But that modified guillotine that she got was nice, and that was tight.
Disgusting. That was disgusting. I Holly Holm looks like it's taking a toll, man. She looks old. She does look old. Like she just looks old, man. And when I saw her, I was with my friend. He doesn't know anything about fighting. He was like, "Damn, how old is that woman? Like she meant to be fighting." And I was like, "She's almost 40, man. Don't be like that." But yeah, you reckon wrong game plan for Holm, or do you reckon she's just kind of past it and the division has moved on? What do you think?
I don't think it was a wrong game plan because the game plan seemed like push her against the fence and kind of cage fight her there. But I think she just I wouldn't say made a mistake. I think I don't know if she slipped or whatnot, but bro, like I think what's her name? Silva was intelligent enough to kind of capitalize on that. You know what I mean? Like just kind of push her head down and just slipped in the guillotine and like you know what I mean? I don't know if it was a wrong game plan, but I feel like she didn't want to strike with Silva toe to toe.
Mm.
Holly Holmes had the movement. She's always had good movement, lateral
Always.
movement or
Yeah.
whatnot. So I think they respected the power that Silva brought, and they were like, "We're not going to stand toe to toe. We might get clipped and whatnot. So let's keep our distance, and then if we get close, we keep it very close, but not really take it to the ground as much. Just more cage fighting." Um,
I thought
so I
that
don't
was
know. I don't know if it was a wrong game plan. I just think that Silva was just intelligent enough to utilize, to capitalize on that game plan. Basically, that's my thoughts.
that's beautiful. She looked really surprised. Bueno, no? She looked hella surprised. You see her expression. Like even my friend was like, did something? He said, what happened? Like, why did she look like that? And I said, she actually got a choke, and it looked genuinely like she was shocked by it. Did you pick that up too?
I saw her
Like
reaction did seem like
surprised, like
it was shocked, but also I felt like she was a bit calm, like shocked, but also like I knew something was gonna happen. Maybe not that choke specifically, but I knew something was gonna happen. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like she felt confident she was gonna win. So in a sense, like I guess maybe there was a bit of shock, but also like,
it wasn't.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
calm. I knew that was gonna happen. I
yeah,
mean, I've never seen a guillotine like that. And immediately I was just like, oh, she went under and she done that. I can win it. And I was like, maybe I could try that. You know what I mean? I'm already immediately thinking like, maybe I could try that next time I spar. I mean, it's gonna be a while since I go back to jiu-jitsu. But yeah, slide it under. And then almost like a rear naked choke, but from a guillotine
yeah,
position. That was
yeah,
tight, man.
yeah. It
And I
was
feel like
because
that might be harder to break. Like normally, like with a guillotine, like I might go under. I've got short arms, right? And I'm always rolling with bigger people. I
yeah,
go under, and I kind of get like a gable grip, this grip or the gable grip or something, and that might kind of help me kind of get a choke on, right? I feel a better grip that way. I'm gonna see if my arms are long enough to get that and then kind of close it off like that. Yeah, generally my limbs are too short to to get certain tight chokes in and whatnot. So I'm gonna try that. I like that one.
you got to work with what you work with. But I mean, like that's the look of a face of someone that's like, yo, did I just do this? Don't you think? Like, like, oh shit, that just happened, you know? But like the reason I asked if the game plan was incorrect or wrong was the fact that you know that's not Holly's realm, isn't it? Like grappling is something that came after, right? And I was saying to my friend, yo, like when she puts it together, she's incredible, but she often fights like a point fighter and kind of ha ha, and doesn't follow up, and we don't really get as much knockouts from her. When we do, it's amazing. She looks really relaxed. And when I see her grappling, I'm thinking, what? This isn't really Holly's game plan. She's a strong woman, of course, but like it's not a game plan. So then when I saw she got choked, I thought, that's not your game plan, really. Like it's your game plan, but it's not your bread and butter, right? It's the distance. I've never seen Bueno Silva to know, okay, she's a dangerous fighter on the standing. I don't know. But I just thought that the fact that they happened that way, and I'm thinking that's not really her thing. I'm not really surprised that she
Mm.
got, because she was in a realm that's not really her comfort zone. Again, Buena Silva, that could be hers. I don't know, but it looked like it was easy for her, very easy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess like with Bueno Silva, this what I saw. She was more of a power striker than she was well, Holly was just more what you call it, just yeah, like point striker or
Always,
whatnot, keeping the
always.
distance. I mean, I didn't see many sidekicks. Holly Holmes is really
No,
great with a front lead leg sidekick and keep that distance.
yeah.
Um,
She took a
she's
head kick
great.
though. This
Yeah,
girl.
she's good with a head kick, right? She's knocked out a few people with a head kick and everything. But I guess they saw that in Silver, like that we can't
Mm,
that game plan won't work, which is why if it gets too close, then
mm.
clinch and push her against the fence.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
No, I mean,
I
like
mean, but
she
not
took a
not
head kick.
necessarily.
Did you
Yeah,
see? She took a head kick.
she took the head kick. Yeah. Oh, maybe I missed that.
Yeah, she took a head kick, but
Yeah, exactly. Look, I mean, I guess Holly didn't. I guess the game plan wasn't take her to the ground. Like, yes, it's still grappling, but not to the ground grappling. I don't know Bruno Silva's like credentials on the ground. I'm assuming, again, obviously a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt or something. I haven't checked.
I
But
don't know. She
but
called out Pena after, which was good, right?
yeah. And Pena's like, she's like, listen, man, that division's open. Like, ever since Amanda Nunes left, and
Yo,
everyone said it, it's open.
power
So
vacuum, power
yeah.
vacuum. Oh my, it's crazy. Like
Do you
you
know
hear
what
the talk about Ronda, like it was rumors.
I heard. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not happening. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's exciting. Like when the champion leaves, and then this all of a sudden everyone's in it.
Look at the light heavyweight division. After Jones left, how many champions have we had? You know what I mean? I reckon we might have a similar case with this division. Because now Amanda Nunes is gone.
Well, I mean, on that note, like I won't go too much in it right now, but Jamal Hill, not try, so yeah, yeah, point.
We'll talk
Mm,
about that later. Yeah, but yeah,
talk
no,
about that later.
exactly,
But
exactly.
yeah, like it's exciting to see who can gather up the pieces and kind of dominate these divisions again, because it's two divisions, right? Bantamweight and featherweight. Who do you
Yeah.
reckon in this power struggle?
I don't, you know what? I don't see anyone dominating. I see multiple
No.
champions, man. I see Juliana Pena becoming champion.
Yeah,
Yeah, Raquel Pennington. I mean, she's got a chance. I mean, I just feel like what's the division? Let's get the names out there so I could
I don't
just be a
know
bit
if
more
she's
objective with my.
getting it. You see how like Bueno was like nobody wants to see Pena versus Raquel Pennington. She's like no one wants to see that.
Is that what she says? Yeah.
Yeah, she you know what she all like we're gonna see where she ends up, but she almost reminds me like her attitude is almost Nunez style, just says it as it is kind of thing. Like the fact that she was saying it in the press conference, it doesn't make sense that I'm fighting Holly Holm who's third and I'm 10th, right? She needs to knock me out. Someone needs to get knocked out for this to make sense. And she's right. If third person fights the 10th person, you must make a statement, right?
Mm.
And again, in the reverse, if that person gets opportunity to touch the sky, they must make a statement. And she was just like, I don't know why this has happened. It doesn't make sense, but someone needs to get knocked out. I was like, that's so real,
Yeah.
That's so real. So yeah, man, I like her attitude.
Yeah, let's see where it goes. I mean, it's
Yeah,
exciting for that division. It opens
absolutely.
things up. But
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes, I'm not gonna lie, she was exciting because it was always that X factor of like who could beat her and whatnot. And I know Juliana Pena done that once, but then Amanda came back and
Yeah.
showed why she's the best or whatnot.
It
Um,
was a day for her.
let's see what happens, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think this is the end for Holly Holmes,
I don't
you
think so
know.
either. I just
Because
think,
honestly, Amanda leaving gives Holly Holmes a bit of hope as well to get the
yeah,
championship back. Okay,
everybody.
she got caught like in a guillotine, like it was technically done, but she got caught. So it's not like she got knocked out or she was outpaced or outstruck or whatnot.
No,
She
no,
made a mistake. She wasn't she was controlling the position. At the end of the day, she was controlling that position. She was just countered, beautifully. So it doesn't mean she's done. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, Misha Tate still wants to make a comeback. She's at 11 right now. She got to
okay.
win a few before she gets up there. But that division's open, man. But Juliana Pena versus Raquel Pennington, I say make that fight for the championship. Obviously, they're going to do that. And then
Mm,
Silva can jump in there, or Silva can have another fight against,
mm,
Ketlin Vera or something like that. She's number
mm.
4. It's interesting, man. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a power story. You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember the reign of Superman? You remember
Which one?
when after Superman gets fucking flatlined by Doomsday, and then
Mm.
all these other dudes comes out like Con L, John Henry Irons, Hank Henshaw, and they all become Superman to claim the spot. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
you know that one.
I can't remember that one. No, like those. Yeah, okay. I know the story of Doomsday, Superman's death with Doomsday. Straight after that, yeah, I'm not familiar with
There's a
everyone coming in, but they
there's a
weren't
point.
from Krypton. Like they were like like the man of like they weren't from Krypton, right? There were people with armor and all that sort of stuff that
Yeah,
came
yeah.
in.
So there was
Yeah.
John Henry Irons and Hank Henshaw, and then there was the cyborg, the Superman that was made from Lex and Superman. Is a clone.
Yes.
Superboy,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
all came to be Superman because obviously he had died.
Well, he's in. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got. He's in Titans, right?
It's
There's
him.
that. He's that
It's
clone. Yeah. Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
him. It's him. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so this like Amanda coming, vacating is power show because now all these people are now like, hey, I can do it. Hey, no, I can do it. No, I'm Spartacus, and it's gonna give us a really good show. So looking forward to
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. So bro, like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch the rest of the fight. So I mean, did you get a chance to watch some of the other fights? I'll leave it to you to kind of take us through them.
that. Okay, so the Jack Della Maddalena versus Basil Haviz. I missed a good portion of it. I think I missed the first round and saw the last two rounds, and it all seemed as if like from what I had missed, because I was thinking, okay, from what I see from two to three rounds, Jack is winning this fight. But then the commentators were saying, they were saying certain things like, oh, they're not sure about who's going to win and it's going to be split and so on. And it turned out that the what I had missed is he had Basil had dominated most of the rounds with the wrestling. Yeah. Even though when I
Mm.
saw Basil in the back, he looked mad stiff. I'm like, I said to my guy, who's this stiff dude? But he dominated with the wrestling for most of the round, and it was only towards the ending that maybe some parts of the second round and the third round when Jack actually took over. So people say it was a robbery that Jack won the fight. I need to watch the fight again to really give my piece, but it did seem as if it was an unfair call, to be straight with you, given what everybody else had seen and what I had missed. But we know the judges are crazy these days, so you never know.
I saw okay, so that was the one I saw that people kept saying there was controversy behind the decision, right? Yeah, so okay, interesting. Interesting. I mean, yes, you're right. The judging has been basic in some recently. I mean, it is crazy though. I can't remember who said about it. It's weird how they're not held accountable. And especially if everyone's saying that it's controversy, why don't they don't bring one of the judges up on the press conference or something just to say this was our justification or whatever. Like I do think that they should be held accountable because it's true, you're messing with people's livelihoods, right? Kai France was talking about it, that he lost out in a big chunk of money because of their decision. And that's tough. But yeah, okay, cool. Which other ones did you catch?
um, Otman Azaitir versus Francisco Paredo. Paredo, man, like, so the roundup tape for this fight, right? That was a lightweight fight. The roundup tape for that, I could see like the Otman had a whole lot of knockouts, like devastating knockouts, right? And he just looked like an animal. And then I see the Francisco guy, and you see him just ducking down and weaving and throwing counters like Tyson. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be exciting because this guy's running forward all out, and this guy's flipping and moving and throwing counters. And it was exactly what it should have been. It was amazing, like a first round knockout for Francis Paredo. I can't even remember how it happened.
Did he do the spinning elbow? This got performance of the night. I believe
Yeah.
Francis Prado is from that Goat Shed gym in Miami. Do you follow their Instagram and
No, I
whatnot?
haven't heard of them.
I
I haven't heard
follow
of them.
their Instagram and they just it looks like they're crazy in there and whatnot, but they train hard, they train different. Obviously, they're very strategic, but from their Instagram perspective, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to grow a rep like a I guess they're just trying to grow the Instagram and whatnot. But behind the scenes, I'm sure they train very strategically. But if you see the Instagram, it just seems very flamboyant, if that makes sense. And I
Ah,
believe he trains from there. And this was the one. Did he do the spinning elbow on this one at the end or something? And then he didn't went with the ground, like a heavy ground and pound.
oh man, I can't remember. It was something along the lines of that. It was. I just remember that I was like this kid is so young and he's so fresh, and his
Mm,
and his boxing is clean. You don't see anybody because everyone's worried about the knees, what the takedown, right? But he literally was coming down like Tyson and coming up with the overhand
mm.
like a couple times, and I'm thinking, wow, like it's so strange to see somebody with that kind of style of like countering. Normally people they're shifting hips and whatnot and they're throwing, but he literally was just like punch came, went underneath it, and then threw like a body or a hook, and I'm just like, wow, like
Oh, that's
it,
nice.
yeah, it was like stylistically. If you look at his tape, other highlights, he does it a bit more successfully. interesting guy, very young, and he took his gloves off, and everyone was like, oh, "He's gonna retire." He said, "No, no, I'm gonna leave this division and go up." I think that's what he was saying.
Oh, really? Okay. So how many fights has he had in the UFC in that division?
I
I don't know
don't
if it
know
says. Let me.
too much, but
So he's on a 12 fight. So it's 12 and 0. Oh, sorry, 12 and 1.
one, yeah, yeah. But he's
5 by knockout, 6 by submission, 9 first round finishes. Damn.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was something, man. You need to
Okay.
watch the fight for sure. He's definitely one for the future. That's what I'm saying. One for the future. How did he knock? I can't remember how he knocked him out. I just can't remember. It was an elbow. You're right. It was.
Elbow and
It
then
was.
ground and pound, right?
Yeah, you're right. It was a spinning elbow. You are right.
Okay, I
Spinning
saw the
elbow.
highlight. I saw the highlight for that one.
Yeah,
Well, when
yeah,
I say
yeah.
highlight, I just saw the little clip. Man, it feels shitty that I wasn't able to watch the fights due to fucking technical problems or whatnot. Anyway, like I feel like annoyed. Like you know when sorry to go back to this, but like Saturday night, I was like, all right, cool, fight till tonight. And just before I went to bed, I was like, let me just pull up record, and tomorrow morning I'm gonna wake up and chill, watch the fights. And then I'm like, wait, what's wrong with this fucking cable box? And I'm talking to my little brother. He's like, yeah, it's not showing anything. I don't know what's happening. I had to call him. I've tried to call him this week. They didn't
Yeah.
pick up. I'm like, sons of bitches, man. I can't watch the fights now. What the hell am I supposed to do? Like, and I just got. I mean, look, if it was the Volkanovski card, I would have been pissed because this already upset me. But I feel shitty that I wasn't able to sit there and just watch the fights, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, basic. Anyway, back to you, bro. What other fights were
Rant over. There was Albert Durav versus Park Jun Yong, and that was a one-sided fight for Albert initially. The first round, he was taking control. He was he was dominating the fight, and at some point, I think Park got him. He was able to catch him with something. I can't remember what it was. See, so I'm saying when we do the fight afterwards, I always forget forget the stuff. But he caught him, got him in a submission. I think it was a neck, arm and neck choke. Um, it was a really good comeback because I thought he was done. Like he was getting pounded on. I think the Albert guy got him into dominant positions. Like I said, close calls. Like it was like, okay, this guy's probably going to be out, but he went for the storm and came back, and that was in middleweight. So yeah, Park Jun. I think I'll look out for him. I'll look out for
there?
him. It's interesting. Interesting.
Okay, yeah, I
Um,
know what you mean about the fights. Like some of them you watch them, you know it was finished, you know it's this, and when it comes back talking about it, you're like, how the hell did it happen again? Like, you know what I mean? Like, apart from the main fights, which we've like our brain has completely absorbed the main fight. So you're
yeah,
like, yeah, bro, did you even see that little slip that he did?
yeah,
But when it
yeah,
comes to some of these other fights, I get it. Like you're watching it, you're like, oh shit, what a knockout. But when it comes to about talking about it, it's like, wait, what happened again? Um,
yeah.
at least I'm not the only one with
No,
with the forgetting things.
you don't. No, my memory's fucking terrible, man. It's terrible. But
Tell
this
me
one I do
about it.
remember. Women's featherweight, Norma Dumont. Everything the internet knows about this one, but Chelsea Chandler. They had a little bit of a thing before when they came down, and
Yeah,
Norma
where did that thing start from? How come they were had such an issue between them? Do you know?
just drawing each other. Like they had the showdown, everything looked pretty normal, nothing crazy, and then Norma came down. No, Norma followed Chandler, right, and she like right close to her, right, and I think Norma like Chandler walked, and then she had her entourage in front of her, yeah, and then Norma went down and like watched her and started talking to him in Brazilian, saying, like I think she was basically saying something along the lines of you're not so tough now or something. Yeah, like you show this big bravado on the cage, and you go downstairs and you're not really on it, right? It's just quiet. She was just yapping at her basically, saying something like, "Oh, look at you, you loose pussy."
Oh, okay, okay.
Brazilians are funny. And then she turned around and like put her finger up at Chelsea put her fingers up at her, and then she was like, "Oh, I put her fingers up at her," and they kind of came together, and everybody kind of separated them. And that was it. Was all love after the end of the fight. Anyway, like as we love to see, but it was just that's what kind of they came into the fight with that, and it didn't help that at some point Chelsea decided to turn tail and run.
Well, that was the meme, man. That was the meme. I mean, look, she won by unanimous decision, right? But that
Yeah,
was the meme that I saw everywhere. She literally turned around and they, like sprinted across the
literally,
cage,
yeah.
right?
She
Usain
was like,
Bolt style.
she went down like she literally just went and sprinted a little bit. So it wasn't just a little. She actually went in sprint position and
But
then went a
okay,
little.
I mean, look, that happened. Obviously, she did that to escape a barrage of punches or something. But how was the rest of the fight? Like, was she in the pocket? Was she fighting? Was she like having a good back and forth with her before that sprint happened? I feel like the sprint happened just because she felt like maybe her back was going to be taken or whatnot, and she tried to avoid a barrage of punches when she turned her back, so she just sprinted out of it. But yeah, I mean, it was a real big sprint across the cage. But how was the fight before? Were they going back and forth?
I would say like Normal was probably dominating that fight. That's why she got the. You said it was a unanimous decision. Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea. I mean, it says Chelsea won on by unanimous decision. That's what
No,
it
no,
says
no.
on UFC.
Normal one. Normal one.
Oh, why? Look, check this out. Can you see this? Wait, under Chelsea's name, can you see?
No, no. Look, it says left win. Look, Normal on the left. It's in the right place.
Is it? Wait,
Yeah.
Norma's the one on. Norma's the Brazilian, yeah.
Yeah, she won.
Oh yeah. Wait. Look. Under
Yeah.
her,
It
it
says
says
win.
Unan.
It says win for Normal on the left with
Oh
the
my
gray.
god! Yeah, of course. I'm
Man,
looking so dumb. See, it goes. I'm not even thinking straight. It says unanimous decision under Charles, and I'm thinking ignore my dumb ass, bro. Ignore my dumb ass.
so, anywho, right? it was there was a bit of back and forth here and there, but I could see Norma was the one that was dominating, and in that exchange leading up to her doing her little you saying impression, she was getting overwhelmed. She created some space, but it was just the fact that she created a lot of space with a lot of velocity. I've never seen anybody do that before. Like never, like you see like ovary kind
Yeah.
of against Stipe.
Yeah.
Nope. But I've never seen anybody literally just go like
I mean, that was
she
like I
turned her
said,
back on her and she was gone to the cage.
as bad as it sounds, when I'm trying to look for the
You there?
fights, all the
Yeah.
yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
as bad as it sounds, when I'm trying to look into the fights, that's the meme and that's the thing that I'm seeing. The highlight of the card was kind of that, which is unfortunate. But that's because the internet always likes to take the piss in it out of things, and that was seeing that she literally sprinted. Cool, man. And then the last fight on that the main event
I
was it
didn't catch that one. I didn't catch that one. I didn't catch that one. Didn't catch that one. Yeah, I think that's all I saw, man. Prelims.
okay.
Let me think. Nah, I didn't catch any prelims either.
All right, cool, man. Okay, cool, no problem. So next week we got the UK card. So the good thing about this is it will show on UK time. So I don't. Hopefully my cable box should be fixed by then anyway. But the fact is, I should be able to watch it in UK time on Saturday, which should be fun. And it's Ton
Absolutely.
Aspinall, who's obviously a big prospect from the UK,
Yeah.
fighting Marcin Tabura. Got
Yeah.
Molly
Boy.
McCann on that card. You got
Ooh,
Nathan Woods.
tested last fight, man.
Yeah.
She,
Paul Craig.
she got a lot to prove now, huh? Did you
Who she
say?
got a lot to prove, you think?
Yeah. After what happened in the last fight, and also she's fighting at home. It's extra.
Yeah, I guess the pressure's on a little bit. I mean,
Let's see what she's
yeah,
made of,
normally,
kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. Normally, what's his name? Paddy Pimlet will be on the UK card, but he's obviously injured, right?
He's still injured. That guy, man.
Yeah, you got Paul Craig,
Even in
you got
the
Jai Herbert,
for the
Leon
wrong reason.
Murphy,
Oh, him.
you got
Craig.
Davy
He's
Grant.
he's a game fighter. Davy Grant. Who's that?
He used to be, you know what? I met him at one of the fights when he was on one of the Ultimate Fighters, the one UK versus
Ah,
Australia or something.
I know who he is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so
I'm
I
looking.
mean, look, I think I'm excited at the fact that At least this is
Caitlin,
showing at our time zone. So when I say our time zone, the UK time zone, so I can sit back on Saturday night and watch the
yeah,
fights and not have any
that'd be
issues,
nice.
hopefully this week. Yeah, so
Yeah, that'd be
exciting. Yeah,
I'm excited.
exciting. And then obviously the week after that is the big one, Poirier 291 Poirier versus Gaethje, which we're gonna do side by side, 100%. I feel very confident that's gonna happen. I'm just planning it now. On other news, man, just real quick, like there was a few things that happened. You mentioned earlier about the light heavyweight championship. So that has been what's his name? Why have I gone blank? Who's the champ, bro?
Jamal Hill.
Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, yes.
Yeah,
Had suffered an injury, unfortunately. So his fight with Yuri Pereira, I can't say his per name, but that fight was cancelled and he vacated the belt.
Yeah, that belt is cursed, man.
After
That's two
Jones
guys.
left, right? After Jones
Yeah,
left, right? That belt, I mean, it's just been going around in circles and so many vacates and so many
yeah,
draws. Like the draw that thing had, and then something was vacated and this and that. And you're like, holy
yeah.
shit, like
It's,
Jones left a mark, man. Not only did he dominate, he cursed it so no one else could be as
yeah,
dominant as him.
it's really it reminds me of like the I know you're not a football fan, but listeners might understand it. It's like the number 7 shirt United, right? It was worn by David Beckham and then Cristiano Ronaldo, and anybody who's won after that it just doesn't work. You know, I don't know what it is about 205 belt, but something is just it's really strange. We're looking forward to seeing some consistency eventually in that division. You know, so another power struggle, isn't it? Because Yuri's gonna come back, right? His shoulder's fixed, so he's gonna be fighting who was left there? Would he fight like Yan? Yan? No.
You got
Yan?
Yan's fighting
Oh,
Pereira, so
yeah,
that's
Yan is
exciting. See
tough.
what Pereira can do.
Yeah, okay, so it's the winner of that will probably fight for the I don't know, something.
Possibly, or they might even. Do you know what they might even do? They might even make that one for the belt.
There's a info that was leaked that they were gonna do that, even though like Dana said he wouldn't do that. But times have changed, so maybe they might.
Maybe, well, how crazy would it be for Pereira? I mean, what an amazing journey where you
Yeah,
came in, you stalked Izzy, and you had that big storyline. You won, you lost, you go up, and then you win the belt. How crazy would that be? And then Izzy goes up, and this is a fantasy world. Then Izzy goes up, fights him for the 205 belt, and wins or something like that, and be double champ. How crazy would that be?
I mean, Izzy's got to get through that tough old stuff first, but yeah, anything can
Yeah,
happen, man.
definitely, it's crazy. But I feel, look, I mean, look, it's easy to say Pereira will possibly win that fight. But Jan, one, he's a great striker as well. He's got that legendary Polish power. But then he beat Izzy with grappling, and Izzy kind of dominated Pereira with grappling. So I just see the easiest game plan or the best game plan will be just take him down and
Yeah,
I'll grapple him, you know. And I'm sure Pereira's working hard on his grappling now. So, but I just see Jan to yeah, take him down and just kind of be smart with that game plan, you know?
yeah. It's gonna be a really good display of kickboxing.
They could
Um,
definitely do that for the belt, I think. I reckon that one's going to be for the belt. Like,
yeah, it would make sense.
coming up. When's that coming up? It's coming up in 2 weeks, man. Fuck's sake. That's the 291 card.
That's the
That might have two
291
champions.
card.
Yeah, they might change it. You never know.
Yeah, there's talk of Yuri would come and fight the winner. Fair, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. So,
Prohaska.
yeah, Prohaska
Yeah.
coming back to fight the winner. Yeah, because he's still, I don't know when his fight with Jamal Hill was scheduled. Um, Shit, can you see me, bro? Can you hear me? I can see my internet is being basic again.
You're frozen. Oh no, you're good now.
Am I
Yeah,
good
I
now?
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good now. I don't know when it was meant to be scheduled either, but I like the fact that they respect each other. It's like, you know what, like rest up. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Very, very nice and
Love that.
professional. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. That was good.
There was the other big news, which was Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. I know I'm
Oh,
skipping to boxing now. We'll probably come back to MMA in a second, but I
$30
think that was
million
probably
contract.
what's that?
He got $30 million contract in Ghana.
Everyone started because he said he got like there was eight
Allegedly.
figures or something like that. Everyone kept on making up 8 million. It was like no, 8 figures means like 10 million and above. And amazing. That's what he wanted, and amazing that he got it, man. I'm happy for him that he's making that big money. I don't know if he wins. He's definitely got the puncher's chance, but Tyson Fury's definitely got, every other advantage, being just the superior boxer, big guy as well. It's exciting, you know what I mean? It's an exciting. I mean, I know people. I don't think that's a gimmick fight because they're two professional fighters, like heavyweight champions. They're not. I don't think it's a gimmick fight in regards to like Francis Ngannou being a big YouTube guy. No, he was the UFC champion, and his prime advantage was boxing. Not that he was a great boxer or anything, but his prime advantage was that he was a UFC heavyweight champion. He has an amazing puncher's chance, which is crazy. And then Tyson Fury is one of the best heavyweights of all time. So I don't see that as a gimmick fight. In my opinion, I see that more of a legit fight. I think that's a legit fight. Same with when Conor fought Floyd Mayweather. I know some people might thought that was gimmick. I'm like, no, well, Conor is a legit fighter. So I think that's a legit fight. It's not no YouTube thing, man. So that's my opinion. I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, I agree. When I heard it was not, it's not really an exhibition, and it will count towards their win and losses. I was like, okay, so this is it's actually like real, but no belts are on the line. So I was like, it doesn't mean a hell of a lot in regards to silverware, but at least the fight will be made, and it will be classed as a real boxing bout. So I was like, cool. That kind of gives us a real fight on our hands. So it's definitely going to be big fu to the UFC, isn't it, from Francis?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I mean, like the fact is, it's a real fight. I guess the only thing you could say that might be a little bit gimmicky is that Francis has got a 0 boxing record and Fury's got his record, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, bro, I think a week after that or 2 weeks after that is the Jones versus Stipe fight. Apparently, that Dana White did send a contract out to Tyson Fury to get him to fight Jones. So like apparently I think Francis Ngannou was saying that Dana White was trying to sabotage that fight. But yeah, 100%. I mean, and Francis has shown that, with his star power and being the UFC heavyweight champion and whatnot, he was able to get this out of it, I mean, 30 million. I mean, whatever the million, if it's 30 million, I mean, you can't, bro, it's amazing. And congratulations to him. He deserves it. And hopefully opens doors up for other fighters to get, the big fights and whatnot.
On his terms, of course, like, business wise, Dana wanted to save face and be like, yeah, we tried to make him a deal, it didn't work, whatever, and kind of talk down upon it and such. But it's embarrassing. Like if you look at it, like the big UFC couldn't get Fury to come to the deal. Your ex-employee just did some madness and went into all these like freelance negotiations and made a massive deal like a mega deal. Like it just shows you that, like you said, people are going to look at this moving forward. They're just not going to be happy because it means that there's life after the UFC.
Yeah, not for all fighters, but for fighters there is. Yes, yeah. I mean, do you know what's crazy? It came to mind now. Do you know what's crazy? Like, I reckon Dana White might try and set up a big fight for that night or that weekend as well. And do you know the biggest fight, as weird as this sounds, that Dana White could possibly make that would challenge it? Like, what do you think? What do you think? I got a name. I got 2 names in my head. What do you think?
I want to say Vulcan Islam. No.
Do you know the names who I think? Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk.
Good point. Very good point.
Why not set up a gimmick fight on that side, and that's where people will work. And you can have Vulcan Islam on the undercard, not the undercard, the co-main event or some shit like that. But I feel like the fight that can match that is those two. I mean, how silly would that be? But I reckon that's the fight that could bring in interest away from the other fight. Not like real fight fans are gonna watch both anyway. And as when I say real fight fans, I mean I'll still watch Elon Musk versus Zuckerberg because it's funny and it's a gimmick, but it's got my interest just for jokes. I feel like that would be the fight to make.
That's facts. Like definitely got to call you up on that one if it does happen.
That would be hilarious, man. That would be hilarious.
On that one. But you see what you mentioned, Stipe, right? I was looking back at like old Stipe fights, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we haven't seen Stipe do anything knocked out by Ngannou, right? Nothing since then. But let's not forget that Jones is as put on weight in this division, so he's slower now. Yeah, he's still Jones, but he's slower. Stipe, wait, and if it's the Stipe that we know that's fast and nimble and sharp, good boxing, good takedown defense, good and kind of contradicting myself, but I think Stipe could give Jones a problem if it's that version. You catch that? You froze.
No, I caught that. I did freeze my internet space, but I did catch that. You were saying about Jones just being bigger coming in, and Stipe did put on weight as well. But you think Stipe could be sharper and whatnot? I think Stipe would definitely put on a better fight than Cyril Gane, as we kind of discussed. And he's got a bit of wrestling accolades, and he can wrestle a little bit more. Not as good as Jones probably, but he can definitely do it. Might be able to keep the fight standing for a little bit longer. He definitely possesses heavyweight power as well. So, man, it's a fun fight. It's for both of them. It's an amazing fight.
Yeah, like I've just been reevaluating and thinking. Remember before I was saying that Jones will walk him. Okay, if the Stipe shows up, that's not the one who I'm talking about. You know, the fast, sharp, good boxing, good wrestling Stipe. Jones might just drown him completely. But if he does come and it's the one that we've seen beat DC and beat Ngannou and have that same kind of hybrid like Kane, it could pose a bit more of a problem to Jones. That's what I'm saying.
Definitely. I mean, regardless, I think he poses a problem to Jones. It won't be a walkthrough at all. But it is definitely, Jones is just fucking Jones, and it's just so hard to bet against him. And he has that wrestling. He's got amazing striking. He's always been creative with his striking from day one. And then his wrestling accolades is just something else. Like, I mean, not even accolades. He's just wrestling abilities is just something else. So yeah, I think that's going to be just a fun, great fight, and it's going to really solidify Jones if he wins as the greatest of all time. I mean, he's already solidified, to be honest with you, but just really solidify that. And if he loses, I don't think it's a bad loss. I mean, I don't think it'll tarnish him much. I mean, it'll tarnish him, but not as much because he's fighting against Stipe, who's on record to being the best heavyweight of all time because he's held the title and defended it the most time, right?
Yeah.
So he's got that. So it's just a great fight. I think it just kind of solidifies who is the greatest of all time, greatest heavyweight, whatever. I think it's crazy how that heavyweight division just you can't hold that title for long because one punch, one mistake, and you're out. So yeah, no, it's crazy. What other news, man? Kevin Lee retired. Oh, sorry, was you gonna say something? Say something else?
Not regarding that. No, carry on. Kevin Lee retired. Yeah.
Kevin Lee retired. I mean, best decision, good decision, right? What do you think? If you're not gonna get the title and you lost against someone, who's up and coming, I guess it might be the best decision to save yourself. You know what I mean? From the tortures of brain damage and excessive hits and whatever. And hopefully he's got something on the back end that he can just carry on working. Of course, hopefully he stays in the game and trains and all that stuff. But it's great to make certain decisions. When you feel like, or when it looks like it's done. I mean, I don't know what goes through his head, but he's found like Islam and he's found like peace with himself. Maybe he's found peace with himself about the fight game and it's done. You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah. No, it's he just never quite got where he needed to get to. And I think like it takes a big person to realize like, okay, I'm not that person, but I can be that person. Okay, cool. And just move on with it. So yeah, like he said, hopefully he's saved up his coins and he do something else. Because he's still an interesting person. He's not like boring. He's good on the mic. Of course, he like rips on a whole lot of other people's like spiels and whatnot. Like he doesn't seem like he's an original guy. He seems like a little bit of all these different characters. But he was never. I wouldn't say he's anything. Bad guy.
Yeah. Any other news? Any other? Well,
Yeah,
just real quick. Like, good luck to him. Wish him all the best and everything. And I
definitely.
guess, yeah. Anything else going on?
Yeah, Shemaev has been like taunting Usman for some reason on Instagram.
But they've been going back and forth for a while, right, about that fight. And even Usman, I think it was last week, he was at a press conference or whatever, saying that saying to Chimaev, like, get your shit together, get your weight together, and let's make it happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
since then, like Shemaev has been on Instagram just like, eh. He's like, hey, Usman, one smash.
that Abu Dhabi card, they need to fill it up with people like Chimaev and whatnot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think with Abu Dhabi, of course, they got a great relationship with them, but I feel like because of the Muslim fighters, like it's like the UK card, like you got all English fighters on there, so you're gonna have all the Islamic fighters on there, and Chimaev has to be on there, being the star that he is. So, hopefully they make that. I reckon they're trying to make that fight happen for Abu Dhabi. I just don't know negotiations or whatnot.
I saw a slip, right? And it was don't know how real this is, but it was Shemaev against Cannonier.
I
You hear
saw
about
that too. Yes, I saw that
it?
too. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think one of his coaches was trying to. He was saying that we're getting ready for our next fight, and he kind of scrubbed out the person, but it was Cannonier that he was watching tape on. Don't know.
Looks like regardless, Chimaev.
It's fighting.
So Cannonier is middleweight. Usman is welterweight. Okay, so it looks like, but regardless, all right, regardless, it looks like Chimaev is getting someone in the top five
Middleweight.
in any one of those divisions, regardless, and possibly the
Middleweight.
top three.
Definitely middleweight.
Yeah,
Because yeah, because if Usman's telling him cut the weight, like Usman doesn't want to go up and he doesn't want to go down. Shemaev. So I think he's gonna stay in middleweight.
so you put him straight up there with Cannonier, who's within. I can't remember his rank, but he's definitely in the top five.
Yeah, so it would make sense. I think Cannonier versus Shemaev in Abu Dhabi. What do you think?
That'll be nice. That'll be nice. It's a high level fight, high level, and let's see what Chimaev can do because he's been right. Except Gilbert Burns, where he decided to go out and bang, he's been ragdolling the shit out of everyone. That's also terrifying to see. You know what I mean? And would he be able to do the same thing at middleweight to someone like Cannonier? You know what I mean?
I
And
think
would he be able to stand there and bang with someone like Cannonier? Like, because that's also a thing. So, definitely that fight. But listen, I need to get tickets to that card while I'm in. I do need to do that. I talked to my wife and said, listen, I'm making a decision. I'm buying tickets. I'm going to Abu Dhabi for that fight because it's just going to be exciting to be there. So
too big to
yeah.
say no to. Other piece of news I got they're trying to make this in Bellator Kat Zingano versus Cyborg for the
Oh
featherweight
damn.
division.
Okay. Okay.
That's meant to be happening at some point. I think Cat needs to sign the papers or something like this. So it's going to be finalized. I think by the end of the year they will fight.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. I mean, Bellator, PFL's looking to buy Bellator still, right? Is that still
Yeah,
in the talks? Yeah.
I haven't heard anything new about it. I'd forgotten that World Series of Fighting turned into PFL. I forgot about that. So I thought, where's what WSF? Oh, okay. Um, I haven't heard any new news about PFL taking Bellator, but it would make the most sense, wouldn't it? Like because then that would open up a lot of things massively for all these other freelance fighters that are out there. Like they'll have opportunities to do boxing, to rise into it. Limitations are endless if that happens. I want to see it happen.
Definitely. I think and Bellator's got a great roster of people, Yo Romero, and you got Usman the Magomedov or Uman, like Ben Anderson. Actually, Ben Anderson retired, but you got a whole bunch of people on there, right?
MVP
Be
still
great.
there.
Yeah, so you got a great roster of people there just to kind of make that the number two in the Western world, I guess, the number two organization in the Western world. Because number one in the Eastern world is definitely going to be one. I don't think you beat that. But yeah, no, exciting, man, exciting. Trying to think, was there any other news?
I think that's pretty much it, man. Like,
I don't know if you've been watching The Ultimate Fighter, but there could
no,
be a clean sweep.
7-0,
Chandler.
I heard.
I stopped watching it, to be honest with you. It wasn't enough to keep me engaged and to be like, oh, I got to watch the next episode, to be honest with you. But I've just been keeping tabs on the record, and it's 7-0 so far. And if Chandler wins the next one, that's the first time it's been a clean sweep ever. McGregor just is not winning anywhere, is he? It's crazy. I mean, it's not like he's fighting, but it's crazy, isn't it? But I mean, what did you expect? The thing is, what do you expect? Like, just because it's McGregor that his team should be winning? No, it's like comes down to the individual fighters and all that sort of stuff. But that's an interesting one. But I haven't been watching it, to be honest with you. I just came to London, and it's not really a priority to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I heard it was 7-0, and I think that just makes it like really not that compelling to watch if it's just a washout like that. It's, you want to see some, oh, it's this way, it's that way, but if it's just like, and Conor may or may not fight this year. We talked about that, right? Because of you saw the testing pool. He ran out of time, or he wants the steroids to cycle out of the system. Who knows? But either way, there's no light at the end of the tunnel of this. So it doesn't, so if they're guaranteed they're going to be fighting, and there's the back and forth between the coaches, which there was, people getting their faces pushed in and shit, and then the fighters are also competitive again, then it adds all of this narrative, and we are glued to the screen. But it's not none of this. So yeah,
it feels like it's the second time, like, because Conor done it before with Uriah Faber, but they never fought Uriah Faber. So so it's like the second time where because the whole thing is the coaches fight each other at the end. That's the whole point. That's the fight that you're building up to, and it just doesn't. It's just not happening. And does Chandler? I mean, of course, Chandler should get that money fight. It would be amazing, but does he sit there and just wait forever for Conor? Like, do you just wait for that, or do you move on with your life? Like, I don't know.
He needs to think about something. I got a weird one for you. Apparently BJ Penn claims that dinosaurs are not real. Yes.
He should speak to George St. Pierre about that. They can have beef about that because Pierre's a big paleontologist, or whatever you call it, the people who love to search for dinosaurs and all that sort of stuff. Like, he loves all that stuff. So maybe him and George St. Pierre can pick up their beef again about that.
GSP does that.
Yeah, like, he's big into dinosaurs, and I don't know the right term for them, but like, he loves to go to different countries and explore for dinosaurs. He's just big into it, yeah.
Wow, I know he's all about the alien abduction thing and this and that. People are like, George, like this, that's it's like I'm having blackouts. What I mean?
Cool, man. Cool. Well,
that's all I got, man.
Yeah, well, let's leave it there, man. Look, we got another card next week. Thanks for like, I guess, watching the fights and joining the call and whatnot, man. I have been basic this week, but hopefully I get my shit together. I watch the fights next week, and then we are, I'm looking forward to 291 where we're catching up together. That should be awesome. And we'll do it. What's that?
How does the logistic look then?
Yeah, it looks cool. We've got 2 weeks to figure it out, but whether I drive over, whether I take the train over, we'll figure it out. As soon as the fights are done, we'll do the podcast immediately. And on the night, we'll see how it goes, man. We'll do reactions or whatever it is we have to do. But yeah, guys, well, on that note, everyone, thank you again for watching, supporting, liking, and just hearing us out, giving our perspective on fights and stuff. And on that note, we out. Peace. That's it. Let me